Roll call.
Oh, Bill.
Yes.
Trustee Bentley?
Yes.
Trustee Sim?
Yes.
Trustee George?
Yes.
Trustee Barnes?
Yes. There's a motion to approve of last month's board meeting minutes, finance reports, and pay the bill.
Trustee Bentley?
Yes.
Trustee Sheets?
Yes.
Trustee White?
Yes.
Trustee Sim?
Yes.
Trustee George?
Yes.
Trustee Barnes?
Yes. Anybody in the audience wants to have a comment? Please take your name.
Oh, yes, I'm Tanya Hill. I'm a resident in the township of Catlin. I just live west of here. Most of you probably even know that road. It's beautiful. And we are here, there's a group of us here, just interested to know if you've been approached by Earthrise for the solar project, the 1,400-acre solar project, and we'd like to know where you stand if you ask.
Right now, we're not a whole lot of time. We've contacted our lawyer to start with, to find out who exactly is responsible zoning wise. Because it's a crossover between Tilton, Catlin, and the county.
Right.
So, waiting to hear back from that. You know, we really don't have a comment at the moment.
I can tell you where I stand on it. I'm totally against it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Totally against solar.
Yeah, well, it's good black dirt, if you're all aware of where I'm talking about out here. And it just blows my mind, for lots of reasons. For me, it's personal, because it's right in my front yard. I'll be able to throw a rock at it. My husband and I built our home from the ground up at the young age of 25 years old. And I'd hate to know that I'd be pushed out by looking at solar panels the rest of my life. And environmentally, I mean, you all probably know all this, but my road, every household on that road has had cancer, including myself. And so it's very personal to me. And there's lots of factors that are unknown, and it's just that. I mean, if they belong where they belong, is my opinion. In the middle of nice agricultural black dirt is not where they belong. So we appreciate that letting us know. And you'll probably see us a little more than usual, just because we're trying to stay on top of it ourselves. So
Good.
thank you all very much.
My name is Becky Miller, and we have been fighting this over by Jamaica and Fairmount, Indianola, Sidell. And that's a solar and wind project. I've been on top of this for, I think it's 2 years. It seems like 22 years. I do understand the dynamics of it, and if anybody ever has any questions, not that I'm an expert, but I pretty much get it. I'd be happy to share what knowledge I have with anybody that's interested. And I live next door to Chad, so he knows how to get hold of me.
Please don't make her mad.
So, but thank you for taking time to listen to us.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure. Anthony?
Can we get some gravel down there on King Street or there? For the,
They began today patching holes. Yeah, redoing all the holes they dug up. They started down, they were on Jefferson Street last time I seen them. So they're making their way. Welcome.
I'm Kevin Bodine, and I'm your District 3 representative off the Maine County Board. And I was appointed about a year ago, and haven't been around all the communities and that. I'm just coming tonight to introduce myself, and if you have any questions or need help or anything at any time, feel free to contact me.
District 3, where does that start?
There's the map, but I can't really see it. It goes all the way down to Jamaica and that area, Fairmount.
Is it all of Tilton or just that part? Like,
You know, I just think it's just that part.
That- so
I have to
we
meet
have to
you
learn.
for sure.
because I think Chrissy Walls are in our district.
Yes, probably so. But I just.
But you're part of Tilton, thank you, I'm not trying.
No, that's fine.
Anybody else? Would you got a good calendar too?
He didn't ask me, I don't have it.
Do you have anything, about the engineering report.
The only thing he did tell me, and I've been in contact with Amber and the engineers, the poles have been ordered, they're in. In the next 2 weeks, they will be up on the first, or they will be start installing them, is what the engineer from Amber told me.
They called it Julian Tuesday, so it'd probably be sooner than that.
I do know one thing that needs to be brought up for tonight. We need to move forward with the completion of Tilton Road. I talked to Danville, and according to what I've seen on their map, they do not have the very end of Parker Street projected to be worked on this year. We're not gonna wait on it. We need to finish the concrete settlement down here. So we need to move forward with getting engineering and start getting quotes for that. Yeah, we had a flood motion, so relay it back to John. Need a motion there and they to move forward with the completion of Tilton project, getting engineering, getting. I'll make a motion, guys.
A second.
Trustee Stone,
Yes.
trustee Sheet,
Yes.
trustee Whiteman,
Yes.
trustee Bentley,
Yes.
trustee Bond,
Yes.
trustee Ford.
Yes.
Also believe that, we, I was gonna bring up about the, grant, are we completed at the, with the grant? Or is there still stuff being held back for the time being?
Of course, I know there's still money being held back, supposed to be having a meeting, 30 grand. We're still in what they call a warranty period. I don't get it until November. So I know we're talking with other people about things with the sewer plant, so
Well, he made a comment to me in there the other day, but he never said yes or no,
on,
whether or not it was completed. So he could close it.
as far as I know, nothing.
No.
So
Alright.
it's the year from final completion, which I think was in the end of November.
That's it. Fire department,
Truck two's been moved to station one. It's almost in service, still waiting for some graphics. They said next week they're gonna be working on those. They'll do training on it. Got the yearly fit testing done to be compliant with NFPA and OSHA. The upstairs, we had Chuck closing the upstairs, so that way, OSHA things, that way if we need to put stuff up there, we're gonna be working on maintenance. We got a fog machine, last month, then we've been training in a house on Third Street, and the fog machine is amazing. We actually got to see it last night, and it's the thickest fog I've ever seen. It simulated a real fire like it should, and the guys have been loving the training in that house the last couple of weeks. We have 3 upcoming IFSI trainings that are free to us through this Cornerstone program that we're hosting for us and all the local departments, because we have to open it up to everybody if it's an IFSI free class. On July 19th, we're having FSVO, which is basically a driving course, like an 8-hour classroom, and then after that, we drive the trucks on a cone course on the roads with the basic aerial ops on August 9th. So people can get certified in actually using the aerial trucks. And then on the 10th, we're having a down and dirty hydraulics, which is basically a in-depth kind of pump class for the engines. The car wash schedule on July 5th, I think just before a band that night, right? And we're calling it washer, car like a fire truck, where people are gonna pay $10 or more if they want, and pull in the station, and we'll wash it in the station, and they pull out, and I like the car wash there. And we have the car show for fire and ambulance coming up in August. The gear extractor, actually has been delivered since I got this report back up the other day. It's installed, we're still waiting on one part, but we can actually use it now. The part we're waiting on is for the automatic soap dispenser. Skid unit for SS1, tentatively in July can be picked up. We have 2 new personnel. One's been training with us for a few weeks. One's going to be starting soon. Doing just some general maintenance on things, greasing the water on it, new truck company, changing some lights. So been training on the 3rd Street house as long as we have it. We had 86 calls per month. Anything else?
Surplus miscellaneous.
Oh, yeah, so we have some stuff that there's been laying around the city for years that we need to surplus or destroy. We have some, we got that grant last year for the air packs, and we'd like to surplus our old air packs so we can sell them, get them to somebody that might need them. They don't have much life left on them, that's why we got the grant to get the new ones, but for a department, they might work. Some of these MSA packs that are on here are actually the old packs we found upstairs, that we thought we'd gotten rid of all of them, and we hadn't, so I just threw them on the list as well. Just some assorted, old couplings and nozzles, that just don't work for us anymore. Some more emergency lights and sirens up there. A couple of old generators that we used to use for lights, but now we use battery powered lights. Some old extrication tools that we've, replaced because the, pump was actually starting to go bad on them, and the old gear extractor. We're asking if we can surplus or destroy any of that if it needs it.
Any questions?
Dan had talked before about putting the, air packs like up for sale.
Yeah, yeah, yep, that's, yeah, we're gonna try to surplus them out to somebody that can use them for at least a couple more years or whatever, if we can. We're not just gonna, right.
I can put them on iBid.
Okay. Yeah, we can get some, better pictures for you so we can do that.
Any more questions?
I'd say surplus, basically surplus and destroy whatever you need to be. I'll make that motion. That's it.
Trustee Whitebird,
Yes.
trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Barnes,
Yes.
trustee Simmons.
Yes.
And we stuck in our fire since I was getting a fire report, because Chris is out of town today. We've been making IDs for the village. You guys should have all been issued ones over the years. That ID printer Butch bought for the ambulance years and years ago. We've been getting our years worth out of it. And it's getting to the point where they're starting to get faded when we do print new ones. And I bought the new ribbons and everything. And talking to the ID company, they said what happens is over the years, the heaters just start going bad in them. So we were looking at getting a new ID printer. And there's been a request because some people, like when they ambulance on fire, they use their IDs to get in and out of the house and out of the station. And instead of having their car keys and everything, and for here, we could do it as well. Getting an ID printer that could also use your ID to get in and out of the houses and things. So I got 2 quotes for 2 different ID printers. They're pretty much both the same. There's a little bit of a price difference in the 2 because one's made in the USA and the other one's made wherever it's made. And they said pretty much with this company, I got these quotes from, they said if our machine goes down, with the warranty on it, they will send us a replacement while they're fixing ours if we need it, which might not really need that part, like then shipping us the machine and shipping it back, but, I have 2 quotes here. One I can be printers, $4,551.84. The other one's $4,242.34. Like I said, the guy said pretty much they do the same things. They both come with everything. I open up the box, I set it up, start making IDs. He said the one difference he said was, one's made in the US, one's not, and then the one made in the US, I think, was actually a higher print quality. That was the only other difference.
Which one was you?
The one that was a little more expensive. Yeah, the 45. Yeah. It's the Apollo.
Make a motion, we buy the one from US.
Trustee Simmons,
Yes.
trustee Whitebird.
Yes.
Trustee Finley,
Yes.
trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Finley.
Yes.
He did say, I forgot to put that on there, he did say like, as long as you take care of everything, it'll last 15 plus years, you know, like, I mean, the one Butch bought years ago is still somewhat working, and like I said, things are just getting faded, Butch bought that 15 years ago or so, I mean, we got our money's worth out of that one too, so. That's all I got for fire that.
Thanks, bro. EMS coordinator, Butch Middle.
Fire and ambulance service had a total of 80 dispatches, 49 in Tilton, 30 on day shift, 19 on night shift, all covered. 8 in Oakwood. We didn't go to the city of Danville at any of this time. Georgetown 1, Lynch 21. We were busy on 1 call. We had 2 second outs for Tilton and 2 second outs for other agencies, all covered. We have An ambulance that's out of service right now with electrical issue. Not quite for sure if it's human area or not. That's still being checked out by Navy's. It's very good possibility it could be, but I haven't talked to Brian, been there since Monday or Tuesday. He's been working on it. I do know he has been working on it. Has an issue that, completely dead. So dead to sidestep when he come out, which is very unusual. We put a charge on it, a full charge, and within an hour it was dead again. Everything, the load system was dead, the cot was dead, everything was dead, so. It's the unit we've had all the problems with since we bought Brandon. And I'm very disappointed in that company and told them to just drive off with it all. I mean, it's quite cheaper to do that than it is just keep putting the money into it, So that's all I got.
Public Works Director, TJ.
Highlight of the month was trash cleanup. Senior trash cleanup this year, we had 137 residents, took 25 dump truck loads to landfill, which broke down about 17.5 to 18 tons of trash we picked up from the seniors. Ballpark, 73 residents showed up. We went through 6 dumpsters, 2 40 yards and 4 30 yards. Busy year this year from previous years. Got all the alleys graded in town, began mowing the hillsides down the 14th Street corridor. Be moving up to G Street next. Blackie's just finished up the retrofit from propane to natural gas at the shop with all the heaters and everything, which rolls me into, I want to surplus the old propane heaters that we have no use for. Put them on iBid or something, see if we can get some money back out of them.
They do a good job
What?
with the.
I'll let you know during winter.
Good one.
But I want to start with surplusing the old units and stuff.
Any question? Need a motion here made to surplus the old, propane. Motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Sum.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Barnes.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee White.
Yes.
Hey, one thing, do we need to set a minimum bid on that? I mean, how old are those heaters?
20 to 12 years.
Yeah.
Some of them were 20, some were 10.
Yeah, a couple of them got replaced partway through, but some of them's the original ones that's there. So just, yeah. I got them stacked up in the corner right now, so. Next thing I got, Mike can touch base on this with me too, surplus or destroy the old ice machine and freezer that's at the Thomas Park garage that's failed, both of them's failed, and I think the ice machine we no longer get a part for it. So it's been sitting there, and then the freezer that just died off this year and we replaced it. Wanted to just destroy them.
Question? Need a motion there made either surplus or destroy the old freezer and ice machine.
Motion will do.
The second.
Are we surplus and destroy?
This Joy.
No.
You scrap them.
Trustee Sum.
Yes.
Trustee Barnes.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets. Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee White.
Yes. The reason I said that was because a lot of times people take that old refrigerator and make smoke.
I turned in a quote from Control Chief. I talked with Chris McMahon, which is the opener system they got for the fire department. Talking with him and some of the firefighters since they've had it in place up there and how they liked it. Everyone seems to like it. Talking with Phil and stuff, he's interested in it and I'm interested in adding the system to both our garages, which make life a lot easier and shuttling vehicles and equipment around, plus his cop cars that get shuttled a lot, and switching door openers back and forth. And for both buildings with transmitters and remotes, it was $7,750. That will do the police garage, my garage, that's 15 doors and 25 remotes.
Any question? Any motion here, nay? Purchase the garage door openers, the control sheet garage door. Any question? Ian?
There.
Yes.
Trustee Chu. Trustee Whiteman.
Yeah.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Barnes.
Yes.
Trustee Simmons.
Yes.
That's all I got.
Please, Bill Bernardi.
All right, for the month of May, I was busy again, we had over 405 calls. They made 12 arrests last month, issued 105 citations, 50 warnings, 22 PNPs were issued for the month. No, 13 ordinance violations were issued with no ordinance warning. Have 3 quotes to go over today. We did receive our new squad car last month, so now we just need to outfit it. First quote is from Motorola Solutions for $6,233, which would be the new in-car camera with a 3-year subscription to your video evidence management system. These following purchases or requests would come out of our PMT fund, which there's money available for.
Any questions? Need a motion here, nay? Use car camera systems for Motorola, $6,233.
Second. Trustee Cheeks. Trustee Cheeks. Trustee Simmons. Yes. Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Barnes.
Yes.
Trustee Whiteman.
Yes.
Trustee Benji.
Yes.
The next one's from Ron Equipment, to outfit the car with the lights, putting our stickers on it for the police department. It's for a total of $16,911.
Motion. Motion here, nay, light bars and non equipment, $16,911.
Make a motion. Make a motion, we buy it.
Second.
Trustee Benji. Yes. Trustee Whiteman.
Yeah.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yeah.
Trustee Barnes.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
And the last one is from MRC Mobile Rugged Computers for $5,442. It's for the our computer inside the car, or MDT.
Question? Need a motion here, nay, purchase car computer from MRC for $5,442.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Whiteman.
Yes.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Barnes.
Yes.
Trustee Simmons. Yes.
That's all I have.
Sewer operator, check this one.
We want to fill in the basement of the whole control building and looked into renting a little walk behind, standing on a skid loader. It's nothing we gotta get to the door. Get the dirt in the hole for the floor. Renting one's like $1,700. On TJ, he found, it's on Facebook. It's a Chinese, but it's new. It's $4,600. So I didn't know if you guys would rather purchase something that maybe we could use for other stuff. And, the problem right now has been trying to get a full week dry weather for rent, make it worth a lot. So,
So if you run it, you might run it longer.
well, if we rent it and it rains for 3 days, then we're just kind of
Yeah.
out. We're I know this is a Chinese thing, but it's $4,600 if we can, if it does that job. So we're looking at 100 yards of or going in that basement. So basically 10 tandem loads. And then there's other projects to use it for. It's cheap enough. We could try it, see how it does down the road. If it's something that we want. Look into something better, maybe. Or we can just rent one, try to get it this week.
Any questions?
Just said you guys use, do things.
We can use it for, I got a lot of ideas, but I want to use this for a lot of that. The problem we got right now, the door's too narrow, the little jumper that get in there, there's no way to get meaning it's not gonna reach the holes up inside the building. So we either have to rent one or not, so. Like $1,700 to rent one for a week or. And you buy something like this. I mean, that's up to you guys.
But yeah, it could be probably used elsewhere for landscaping and things, which I was talking about the other day. So you use it for a bunch of little things, spots where you can't really get the skid steers too heavy to, do little projects.
Other than being a Chinese model, just
Yeah, that's all.
and get parts and stuff like that, and then if something would happen.
Yeah, usually you can get parts for these. Yeah, this is a guy that deals in this stuff, is trying to sell this. He got other things that he's selling.
Looks like a Facebook one-off. Like the guy has a company, he just selling and advertising it on Facebook.
There's a lot of them out there who just. You kind of. Something like this and like boat or. Ditch witch, something like that, it's all like $40,000-$50,000.
You didn't try it, except for the price.
Do that, or go rent that one for the time being.
Motion, yes.
Trustee Thurman.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yeah.
Trustee Barner.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Sims. Yes. Trustee Whiteman.
Yes.
Next thing I got a quote. These only sites, they're look like a red beacon for the lift station, but they're cellular. Wired into a relay, so if there's like high water event, or like the lift station or conflicts or whatever, this will actually send out a signal to my phone, TJ's phone, whatever, alert us the lift station's down. But right now, they've kind of come down quite a bit in price. But Anderson Electric, deal with Tom Barrett, they can get us do all of the last 6 lift stations that are not on SCADA. Price to purchase and install is $8,364. But then you also got it'll be a yearly cost for the cellular of $912. But that gives us some kind of alert with the lift station down.
How many stations is it?
We got 6 left that's not on SCADA.
That weren't part of the original project, or these 6 are the other ones that weren't part of the bigger project, the older ones.
Yeah, all the new lift stations in the project, there was 5, that's all on our SCADA. They just got it all working today. So we're actually back online for SCADA. But this will give us basically an audible alarm, yeah, for the rest of them.
Any more questions? Need a motion here today to purchase lift station monitoring from Anderson Electric for a total of $9,546. That includes $8,634 plus the $912. All motion.
Trustee Sheet,
Yes.
trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Whiteman.
Yeah.
Trustee Sims,
Yeah.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Bond.
Yes.
And the last thing I got is, I got stuff from the old plan I'd like to surplus or destroy. Really ain't much surplus in the old sludge heater. I got the old, it's the old, part of the trickle filter, the pipe, it needs to be tore out. We got some pumps. Van Vender's gonna come over, meg all the pumps that we got, and that tells us if they're winding to junk or not. We got a few that we could probably surplus, but there's gonna be several that's going to junk. They're just junk.
Was it the lower, yes, somewhere?
Yeah, that, when they use this special feeder that they send the voltage in through the windings to see if the windings are still good in the pump or not. So if the windings are bad, the whole pump, pumps down. If you've seen them, you'd be like, yeah. I mean, they've done their duty. The sludge meter's the big deal. It was in that old control building. But I got some pictures if you want to see it. But it's pretty much, it's 65 years old. And I've talked to everybody that I know in business. They're like, nobody could use it, so.
We got our
Any more questions?
It's probably one of the last final items that actually worked this time.
I think what you surplus what you can and those are what makes.
We got some like old control panels. I'm gonna salvage some of the stuff that we could use, old panels, and then we can surplus some of that or drive it.
Trustee Finley,
Yes.
trustee Whiteman.
Yes.
Trustee Sheet,
Yes.
trustee Sims,
Yes.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Bond.
Yes.
Oh, I got.
Lord Phillips, do you have anything?
Again, kudos to the public works for the cemetery committee. Next, that's, made for the Pain Foundation. And a good job. Working on doing the bank, update it from direct deposit to capital. Take it. Slowly.
City Administrator Tiffany Jones from attorney.
I'm just gonna go ahead and bring up the electric vehicle now. I brought that up 2 months ago, nobody wanted to buy it. We wanted me to send the money back, so I talked to Ameren, and I got a suggestion from Vanessa. And they said we can buy it and raffle it off. So we could have a raffle and spend extra money on the event and maybe have extra prizes, like $500 prizes, $250 prizes, $1,000. Power is the main one. And all the proceeds could be split between departments for things that they need. They don't want the money back, so.
Well, the TV mandate from, canceled, so. Tell them how much you are thinking you would raise, we can sell.
I think that we should sell a maximum of 4,000 tickets at $50 each. We would bring in, so we would spend the $50,000 and possibly a little bit more based on how much we have to spend on the event and the extra prizes. So we might spend like 60,000. But I think that we could bring in, and that was, the 50,000 was money we got free and clear. And I believe that we could bring in about 200,000 if we sell all the tickets. Now, even if we sell 3,000 tickets, and I've looked at a few platforms online where you can sell like they set up the raffle for you and they don't charge, credit card fees because if they went through our website, they would get credit card fees charged. So this is that fee that we were looking at. And our attorney, Dave Westman, gave us an opinion on it. He said, we just have to follow what the county does, and that's this application right here. And we would have to give the winners 1099s if it's over $600.
Now, we need to draw up some kind of contract or whatever, that states that the winner is responsible for the taxes for.
Like, we would put that,
Registration or-
we would put that on the tickets, I think. I could get a little more clarification from Dave, but, I think that's the best way to go about that. Plus, we could put it on the website where we set up the route. I mean, and I'm willing to take lots of suggestions and help. So,
Comment? Question?
I don't know what car you're talking about.
we got a $50,000 grant from Ameren last year to buy an electric vehicle to add to our fleet. The board didn't want to do that. So you know,
Is it a Tesla or?
no, it's probably gonna be a Chevy Equinox. Brand new, it's worth, I think the price was 40,000. So between that, the event and the other prizes we give out, it would equal 50,000 or thereabout.
Thank you.
That's two off the top of my head. First, I think you could want to dial in what the funds are going for. Not necessarily just like splitting it between whatever, just have something, it would help sell tickets if you know what's going for a specific cause.
Well, and those are all things that we can, I mean, this is,
No,
yeah,
yeah, not down, it's just, as for suggestions, I'm just giving that idea. The other thing is that, and instead of dialing in where you're gonna buy something from, is I would revisit different electric cars and see if manufacturers could help out a little bit on something. And instead of spending maybe 60, you can still spend 50, but you can save money and off the car, shuffling.
yeah, sure, that's fine. I mean,
Just an idea.
yeah. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Other questions, comments?
So I suggest we purchase one, but not suggesting a specific one at this point.
Okay, so can we start maybe talking, okay, if this is approved, can we start talking about it? And then at the next meeting, or even at the finance meeting, if we reschedule that tonight, we could maybe bring something there. And I can get something from Toyota, Vermillion, those were local, and kind of like because even the guy from Ameren said, well, you could even maybe they would do like a ride and drive event where you could make extra like money for like donations for the fire department or the ambulance service or whatever. That's a ride and drive. It's where they bring the cars here and people can test drive them for free and then you get like $25 for your organization. Is about the way it works. Oh, no, I've done it a couple times for my son's school when he was younger, so.
I don't know, I'm in look for maintenance.
That's amazing.
If we're doing the raffle, just not picking up the car yet.
Right. Yeah, just not for specific causes.
I mean, do you think $50 is a good price? I mean, for a new car, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Gosh, Marvin tickets, $100 for $100,000.
So I know, that's why I thought this is half. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Motion's been made.
I'll second it.
Need a second?
I'll second it.
Trustee Sims,
Yes.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Barnes,
Yes.
trustee Sims,
Yeah.
trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Finley,
Yes.
trustee Williams.
Thank you.
Jeff. Anything else? Jeff,
No, I just wanted to get a car.
Taylor, when you trying to double check that? I know, I like your color.
But do you have,
I say what, BS, BS.
you want to look very interested.
Oh, well, we can do that. Okay, so we're gonna skip to number 16. The chapter regarding garage sales. This is something that Bill had brought to me because we have a resident or two that sets up a rummage outside and we're not so sure that's the accurate business they're running. And they have people coming to the rummage sale. Bill, can you expand on this?
Never ending.
It's just more or less a never ending is what I've been told that, you know, yeah, 50 weeks a year, there's a rummage going on.
Well, they put stuff out in the driveways and all that, and they run it constantly. It never shuts down, it never. And as a matter of fact, they add to it. And that's more of a business than it is a rummage.
And so what you're wanting to do is make an ordinance that you can only have 2 rummages a year? Is that what?
Is that what they?
When it was asked, I just pulled up and looked into, you know, obviously Danville's are referring to what they're doing. Pulled up their
Is that
ordinance.
what there says?
Yes.
Really?
How many, is there 2
Wow.
community sales a year?
And I
Yeah.
think Kaplan is going to be similar.
I never knew there was ordinance on this.
So at least have them take their tables down and take their stuff.
Right, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
I agree with that.
100%.
more than so many.
There's no way to police it other than having an ordinance. I'm just saying, you guys should.
I mean, on our end, yeah, if there's nothing for us, I can't order them to do something that's not an ordinance. There's no teeth to it, you know, it's just me.
So, showing me so many days, you know, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you can't have more than.
That's for you guys to decide what you think.
Yeah,
Well,
Maybe not even limit that, but make them take their stuff inside, so it's not sitting outside with tarps on.
But see, here's
yeah,
here's
you
the
gotta have.
thing.
I think a lot of the problems, I don't actually agree to this, but whenever any rummage starts, nothing to do, the person that's having the rummage sell, the neighbors who have the cars parked.
Well, also I think if you're gonna set it to where, you can't. Where, like, for instance, somebody said you take the stuff down. Okay, am I having a rummage that day, which is Monday? Am I having one Tuesday? Am I having one Wednesday? You know what I'm saying? So if we set it to where you can have rummages Friday, Saturday and Sundays only, then nothing should be in your yard by Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? So if they want to keep having them, they have to just step back up again. But I didn't realize, because I feel like that's going a little too far, telling people they can have 2 rummages a year. But then Phil's just saying that's how all these other places.
Like I said, I referred to, I think it was Catlin and Danville's, and they had said a number, and I presented it to her that, I mean, it's up to you, what you think's reasonable. I mean,
Yeah,
I think, because one, you have the village rummage, that would count as one. Yeah.
we have 2 of them a year.
So there you go. And
Yeah,
so, you know.
which
not
they
trying
don't have
do
to set
that.
up on those 2 days. They can have it, pick their own 2.
Well, exactly.
Police are gonna
So that's,
police it, and like, say Bob and I are neighbors, and I had 2 rummages, and I have a 3rd one, and Bob's like, you already had 2.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean, because you know it's.
That's going to happen.
well, I mean, that's why I say we're already receiving complaints on one end. If we have this, then it's gonna be the other end of things. So that's why you're the board.
I was trying to find.
Here's something.
We'll have to hire another officer to do rummage sales.
Yeah, we gotta hire a rummage officer.
Table.
You have they have trash in their yard. And briefly, then on the other end,
We can have a
with
meeting.
the economy the way it is, some of these people like $20 for feeding them for a couple days, they make $20 somewhere, one of those days, or for their gas. I mean, it's hard.
Here's my thing on the rummages. I don't care about the rummages. They need to pick up their
Their
signs
signs.
when they're
Yeah,
done.
amen.
It's in that one.
Yeah, we haven't heard this on Sunday.
Can we just table this and then we can have a bigger discussion on it? I just feel like there's a lot of lines that we're kind of.
I mean, from a public perspective, I think limiting people to Friday, Saturday, Sunday only is not the right way to go, because not everybody has Friday, Saturday, Sunday off during the week. I think
It's true.
a 3-day limit is appropriate. And if you're gonna have 2 community yard sales a year, maybe.
What do you mean by 3-day, 3-day, what do you mean?
A
by
3-day limit, so your yard sale has a maximum of 3 days.
At one
It
time.
could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So are you saying, because, well, one of the things that was proposed was we have it, they can only have them twice a year.
With 2 community yard sale dates, I'd recommend 3 yard sales a year with a 3-day limit. Just because you got 2 community ones and that way if they're,
Well, it's nice to hear from somebody, you know, like
Well,
that.
you could do.
Well, why don't you make them get a permit?
Community from the two.
For the rummage
yeah,
thing.
but 2 and exclude.
Other than
community
the
yard
town
sale.
rummages, and then if they ain't got a permit, he's got.
That's a good,
Or why don't you just get 6 days a year if they wanna have 3 rummages, 2 days apiece?
Well, maybe we should only make them get permits when it's not townwide.
They gotta
Because townwide.
Yeah, they don't have them.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes
Before that, works and make it garbage collection when they're done.
That's what it is.
Okay. Not at this point. I think it's something that's probably needs tabled and.
Yeah.
Discuss a lot more, but I'm glad to hear on it as well.
Resolution 2025-0619, resolution amending, ordinance 2025-0619, an ordinance creating chapter 165 of the village code pertaining to garage sales. Due to no motion, it will be tabled and submitted to the ordinance committee. That before being brought back to the board in the body.
Okay, number 17 is just what we talked about last month, amending spending limits to make the city administrator. Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, yeah, okay, so 5,000 for me and the mayor to approve. Anything over 5,000 has to be approved by the entire. The other limits are the same.
And then the second attachment is what used to be.
Question? Need a motion? Yea or nay for resolution 2025-0619, a resolution amending the personnel policy regarding spending limits. Make a motion, Jeff? Yea.
Second.
Trustee Kennedy,
Yes.
trustee Sims,
Yes.
trustee Barnes,
Yes.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Wagner.
The next one is, an intergovernmental agreement between us and Danville Township for them to spray for mosquitoes. They've already started,
So
they're really good. It's 2,500. They haven't raised the price on us.
for the season.
Yeah, I think since I've got her.
Need a motion to do the intergovernmental agreement with Danville Township for mosquito abatement.
Motion.
To say how often we have.
They do it once a week at least.
Trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Finley,
Yes.
trustee Wagner,
Yes.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Barnes,
Yes.
trustee Sims.
Yes.
Committee reports.
No, oops, we're gonna go back to 14.
Oh,
Actually,
she's
Charles.
got her guy, she.
Charles.
He skipped me.
Treasurer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well.
Give her opportunity, call, I guess do it very often.
Right.
And my check mark's going to the bottom of the page here.
I don't have much, just a monthly, that I do every month. But I did help Lori with the FOIA.
She does a lot. She doesn't have time to be typing up reports from whatever she does.
I don't. I forget by the next day what. That's all. I don't have to.
Nice talk.
1012 Glendale. Our building inspector has been trying to work with this person for several months. It's got. Okay, and so we're gonna have to deem this a dangerous building. This guy does not have heat in his house, and he's got like a wood burning stove. It's totally dangerous. The pipe's like right by the house. When it's something, I mean, you can see the picture, something needs to be done.
That's horrible.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna have to.
Last house on the security.
Yeah, there's no electric, no water.
We've already been there once for house fire because of this.
Yeah.
We told him he couldn't hook it back up and he hooked it back up for our next day.
Yeah, I mean, I realize that people have issues and, but it's bad.
Yeah, that's been bad for a while.
So by deeming it a dangerous building, I don't know what the process is here. So I don't know if he has to be evicted.
What number block are you in?
To be what, 11, 10, 12.
I think we're gonna move forward with this, and we need a motion upon the recommendation of the building inspector to deem 1012 Glendale hazardous, a hazard. And move forward with the advice of council.
I'll talk to him, but I think we're gonna have to get him evicted first, because he still lives there. And I'll talk to David.
On this, or that?
He owns it.
A motion, we move forward with deeming it as dangerous.
The only thing you wish about together, don't you, or is? Yeah, just only you know what it is.
He's like 45.
He's a problem way they just arrested him the other night for animal cruelty. Leaving the dogs unfed and unwatered in the garage that's on the property. And trying to deny they're his dog. There's supposed to be two, I don't know where he had one. Ended up not being there, but,
Did they take them?
and he's then known, yeah, the animal control come and took the dog. He does have his own chemical dependency issues that we deal with. So the environment there is not good.
Trustee Sim,
Yes.
trustee Wagner,
Yes.
trustee Finley,
Yes.
trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Barnes,
Yes.
trustee George.
Yes.
Oh, fine. Last month, Todd Lee came and asked for a donation for the Vermillion County, 200th anniversary. I think it's a good cause. It, you know, supports Vermillion County. What do you guys think about giving 1,000?
What are you doing with it?
They're having their 200th anniversary for Vermillion County.
So it's donating towards the celebration?
Yes.
Well, my understanding that what we're planning on trying to do, like, we have our 4th of July celebration, they will try to wrap the 200 year for our community, the 200 year anniversary around our 4th of July to combine it, so it doesn't put a burden on anybody to try to do something special. And then one of them, it's a place to hang 1 to 2 banners celebrating the 200th anniversary.
Motion to give it 1,000.
I'll second that.
Trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Sim,
Yes.
trustee Barnes,
Yes.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Wagner,
Yes.
trustee Finley.
Yes. Before I move forward, they brought up about animal control. Is it true the county is looking for another place for animal control to be held?
Probably can't comment on that, but that is, the animal shelter is always at the top of our list.
Well, the reason I was asking was because I think the comment was made was they're trying to find a location that's suited to get people to it. Instead of being in
Yeah,
on a county road,
Right.
off the beaten highway.
So not keep this one?
I don't know.
And
We
then-
haven't got that far.
Can't do it, gonna stick you with the.
That's right.
And that's in your district.
I go by it every day.
Okay, I think they call
And we gotta reschedule.
Yeah, it's on.
it. Does any committee, Mike, do you have anything to report on the your committee?
As far as the band portion goes, we have a retrofit to the eighties band, this Saturday. First band, pretty well, had a little bit of rain, but pretty well overall. But always thanks to Public Works for instant. July 5th, which is the firework night, the Indigos. Eventually we have a carnival attorney, starting about 2:00. Both professional and backyard is what they call it, so anybody can play. Brian said something about the fire department fundraising as well, so that area of the town will be very busy over there. We'll talk about the fire station. We'll talk about other than that.
Kind of certain planning, we talked to TJ a little bit, we're going to try to set them up to the cemetery and clean that stuff. Use volunteers. I talked to, Chris said he could actually bring out the brush truck and hook up the garden hose to it. So we'll get stuff and clean headstones, out here at Summer Cemetery. Right up looking there. Some are pretty shape, but there's some of them that it'll take a whole lot to get some volunteers and some holes with some nylon brushes on them and gallon sprayer, spray them down, brush them down, rinse them off.
Which you'll start.
Yeah. And I looked and I just looked on Amazon and there's several different type chemicals out there for headstones.
Well, yes, you're gonna get all the.
Yeah.
You probably need to know some, especially the historical.
The historical ones, yeah, they're cool. They're really good. We're out there and, there's got some relatives, and grandparents stuff out there. They're all pretty bad shape. That's, I'll start out, we will get stuff, what they're pretty there, and stones.
I think all of us.
Yeah, but we looked around at, and stuff, get a group together, go out there. Won't take that much. Won't take that much as far as getting the stuff. So we don't have a time or date or anything yet, but we just wouldn't be that much for supplies, so that's pretty much.
Can I interject? Chad and I are on the board for Woodlawn Cemetery. Linda Ross has researched all this. There's a product you can get locally called Wet and Forget. And you mix it up in a pump sprayer. It's one of the few that's approved by whatever she checked into. You mix it up, put it in a pump sprayer, spray it on there. And it's like a wet forget or spray forget, and then you walk away, and when it rains, it just eventually cleans off the headstones.
Okay.
But I know I found wet and forget at Lowe's before.
Okay.
Check with Kelly Vault. I think it's the name of the company, but there's a gentleman that works for Austin's or Linden. You guys seen him?
He used to work for us.
Oh, okay, long time ago.
He cleaned a couple relatives.
Yeah.
Somebody just gave me a business card. He power wash your week.
Yeah.
He wanted to know if we had anybody on there. You know, something. Just gauge, not now. Anyway, she lived over here on 14th Street up the hill, up that hill before you go in.
Oh, yeah, so Kennedy's mom.
No, that's, Emma's mom, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So is that not a service when you guys charge people over the cemetery? I'm just curious, cause like where my family is in Arkansas, I pay $50 a year. And keep the headstones clean, all the leaves, we get around it. I mean, it's just part of the game to make She paid 58.
We don't get anything. We just sell our lots for, 400, and that includes professional repair, and we do well enough with selling lots every year to pay for, what we need.
You're looking how it's supposed to maintain out there, mowing and cleaning up and stuff. It's just-
Their main, the place that I pay, their main thing is it covers the labor that they have to bring is to clean up and stuff.
And is it a large cemetery?
Oh, no, it's not huge.
Well, if our cemetery society like to say Spring Hill, we might have.
That's all I have.
Very good.
Place here.
That's it. John?
Nope.
We need to have the ordinance committee decide a meeting date, so we can either do it here right now, or, just get together and select Florida else.
Ordinance or finance,
Ordinance for the,
okay.
well, no, we got, you take the order for the garage sale.
I'm not good on Monday or Tuesday next week.
I need to check on.
Okay, you get it. Yeah, just keep that in mind. What is today? Thursday?
19th.
I'll check tomorrow.
I mean, you guys, I'm good any.
I'll put Lori on, so.
Yeah.
This one from work gets.
Nice.
Okay, well, maybe a little bit of a report on what's been going on. That's,
Now we got finance committee meeting,
whoa.
One more thing to the finance.
Oh.
With the finance committee, I talked to our insurance agent, and I think we're gonna have to get the date for the 10th first, so he could be here. Or Zoom in or something. Yeah, he's on vacation until then. So I just gotta let him know.
You talk more,
Yeah,
you say you talked to somebody else and they would.
well, it was just really got coverage. The deductible was like 15,800, and it was still 20,000 a month.
I think going on. Need a motion to approve May 28th, 2025 finance committee meeting minute.
Or even that's gonna vote.
Huh?
What we can ask them to. To approve May 2025 finance committee. So, I make a motion.
I'll second it.
Trustee Sims.
Say yes.
Yes. Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yeah.
It would be like, okay.
1942, we scheduled July 4th, finance committee meeting.
Can I do that by email and notify who is it, Mike Renessa? I will ask the insurance agent.
Finance?
Yeah. I'll ask-
Virgil.
Oh, okay.
Virgil, me and Courtney, I think.
So I'll ask the insurance agent, when would be good, and then I can ask you for some dates. Is that okay?
Yeah. Social media ordinance discussion.
Well, the only thing that Dave Westner said, because, we had questions about what we can delete, what we can't delete. We should turn commenting off, and he said he can come up with some language that we have to put on any of our pages that says we can delete comments. He's gonna come up with some language, but basically we can delete comments if
We have the right to.
they don't follow our policy. But he's working on that, so we'll have to wait on that. And I should have that for the,
I think you probably see that on a bunch of the basic pages far as what can be discussed and what can't, or they believe in.
Because, you know, us being a public body, if we delete something and somebody FOIAs it, but he said, if we put this language on there saying your comment will get deleted if it violates our policy, then he said we'd be okay. But I'm waiting to get something back from.
With that board have comments on, or so you have to police it, or?
He said if you got comments on it, fine, but you need to have somebody watch it all the time.
That's what I'm saying, from a board standpoint, is easier just to shut the comments off, so nobody has to watch it.
Especially if it's just an
He
informational.
said you can do that, which people who identify as part of the village and are acting on, you know, that's where you can put the language on there too, like you do want comments. You do want opinions.
I think what Mike's saying is if we just don't have comments,
You can do that.
just leave comments off since it's just for informational
And
only.
then nobody's got police. That's what you got.
Right.
Well, why didn't you take it off? Whatever, you missed it. Simplify it.
I'm gonna send his email to all you guys so you can read it too, because he and Lauren both read it. And he talked to me about it, and I think I understand what he's saying, but I'll send it to you guys.
Did you kind of make anything wrong, not that we shouldn't be having them on?
Yeah, well, here, I'll send you.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and give their report. Business developments, the car dealership agreements are still in the hands of the attorneys. I will contact them next week and see if they approve any further on where they've been at so far. I spoke with Culver's franchise owner, and he will be placing a sign very soon up there saying they're coming soon. He's gonna have to get the one out of Muhammad. The site's finally been cleared, the water main situation is being taken care of, so he can move forward with building. I reached out to 3 new restaurants, trying to get them to come here. 2 business, and also 2 businesses to try to get them located here in Tilton. I got a reply from a 3rd business I reached out to, but they told me that they're going to the Chicago area first. This business I reached out to is not even in the state of Illinois. It's not in the state of Indiana. It's all in the southern states. They said when they move into Illinois, it's gonna be recent. The first move they want to make is the Chicago area. And they'll stay in contact with me if they decide to branch out further down. Have a franchise owner interested in building here, but the corporate real estate group notified me that they're not looking at the market at this time, so I contacted the franchise owner and asked him if he could do anything to help convince them that they're missing a great opportunity by not being here. When I originally called the gentleman, he was thoroughly excited, but I had to go through his real estate group, and they're not looking at this market. Meetings I've had, we've had a meeting with Earthrise on 5/15. I had 2 WCIA meet the mayor segments, 5/20 and 6/9. 6/9 was when UPS slowed down. I called UPS and talked with their public affairs gentleman, and I suggested that they donate the UPS building to us, and I abandoned to them. He called me back 2 weeks later and politely told me, no, they're gonna sell it, and the price tag they have on it is $300,000. Talked to Kids Country about doing 1 month's worth of marketing through them on 5/28. Horizon Health, I went to the soft opening on 6/3. If somebody's been there, it's a really nice place. The people are wonderful to speak with. The reason that they're only open Tuesdays and Thursdays at this moment is the provider that they've got is from Indiana, and they have to go through all the paperwork and legals for Illinois to be able to practice here. So once that happens, then it'll be open more regularly. Had a teleconference with Mike Merritt about, possible 2 businesses locating here on June 5th. They were really interested in what we were talking about. And they're gonna move it further. This here was their development group, so we're gonna move it further and discuss the possibilities of trying to bring something else here. It may not be what we asked for, but they have different options. In other words, I understand we're not a big metropolis, so if they want to bring like a downsized store here, I'd be happy with that. As long as they leave themselves room to add on. Met with Piggish Engineering. They were recommended to us by WCIA through our marketing campaign, so we offered to speak to them. Their main thing is they do a lot of roadscape. So we discussed this in the past about, weighing different options with engineering firms. So we've been talking with them to try to get some numbers, and they also do grant writing. But so does Fargo, who we're working with right now, so we're gonna start weighing the odds and start spending our money smarter. So we're looking to better the view of Tilton when you first pull in and make it work. Went to the UPS closure send off, and a pretty good thing, how that was set up. I don't know if any of you seen any of the videos on YouTube. It was really, it was kind of surprising that many people turned up, because it was more than just family and retirees, it was actually public there. I had a meeting with Vermillion Advantage Government Council. They're trying to get the mayor's council back together, which is the first meeting on that there. They discussed, Dave Biggerstaff, our building inspector, discussed, just that. Being a building inspector in the community and what needs to be done to better a lot of community. They also had a speaker there on a presentation on grant writing and grants. Had a meeting with Comcast. They came in here, fiber optic. He's getting ready to come through town. Comcast is gonna be one of them. We sat down and had a meeting with Comcast. It's not a fact of, there's no way we can stop them from coming through, but we sit there and told them what we expected as far as digging holes, fixing spots, repairs. He assured us that most of his stuff is gonna be overhead. So sometime in the near future, we're gonna have an option between Westville, Comcast.
Nexus.
CTP.
I can't get.
Horizon.
Nexus is, or Metro Connexus is moving into town.
Yeah, Metro showing.
Yeah, they're probably be here soon.
So we're gonna have a bunch of wires. Had a meeting 6/12 with Laura Chaplin of Chaplin, Development Real Estate out of Champaign. They own the property behind truck stop. She wanted, she came up here from Tennessee. She wanted to sit down and have a meeting. Wanted to make sure that we had a good relationship as far as working together to get that property developed. Told her we told her what our expectations was. We told her that we have been advertising their property, which made her happy. They have lowered the price, because after I said something, they started looking into it, found a high price in this area, so they lowered the price. So hopefully we can help them move that project if something's built. And today I had a teleconference conversation with an industrialist company that I heard is looking to relocate. And I contacted them and asked him if he would be willing to see what we had to offer, and he said he'd be more than happy to. So I got this through the grapevine, so hopefully something transpires with that. We're getting a little package together with the industrial sites that we know have amenities to it, and we know the people are wanting to sell. And we're gonna send that to him and see if we can't work out something. But he needs 10 acres. What he wants to build. That's all I've got. Any questions? Oh, let me say, let everybody know the monument for the Middle East conflicts is being built at this moment. So at some point in time, when we get the word, they'll come up, get it set, and, we'll have an official dedication for it. And all the names have been put in for the ones for Vietnam, Korea, World War II that was inadvertently left out, they will be added. Right now, the discussion we're having with them is some of those monuments are full, and we're trying to get the recommendation on where to put the name. Do we put it on the back, continue on? But the way the stones are set, if you put another stone next to it, now you got to know. So we're gonna leave it up to their recommendation. That's all I have. Any questions? Executive session for property. We need to go into executive session for property in accordance to 5 ILCS 120/2 at 7:16. Thank you. The motion.
I'll make motion.
Yes.
Just you? Yes. Yes. Medicine. Okay. I'll make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
Hold on,
Oh,
yeah, we did that.
And.
Oh, no, we didn't.
Roberto, there you go.
Come on, Mike.
Is he?
You don't want
Nice.
Okay. Oh, that's right, Mike ain't even muted. Wasn't he getting upset 1 minute?
Yeah.
He was getting upset. for whatever he-
Come on, there's.
Whatever it is, we lost the crown.
Come on, boys. Oh my gosh, I had to go pee.
Hey, I'm Robert.
I think he left.
I'm very glad.
I didn't still either.
The Mexican didn't have enough, I started going dry.
I like that. They are pretty. It was mine, sir. It was mine.
Where she had like that? That's a. I see. I'm very. So good plan.
You went down there. Well, there's two bedrooms downstairs.
Don't worry, I'm ready to get the rest of that.
I didn't taste well.
I went
Take a
downstairs.
vote, you go back and stuff.
Second. That's why you're.
Yes.
Trustee Kennedy, yes. Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Trustee Sims.
Yes.
Trustee Barnes.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
There was no action taken in executive session, so there's nothing to be said about the executive session this time. So moving right along here.
I motion we adjourn meeting.
Good move, that's where it was.
Second. Trustee Sims.
Good job.
Yes.
Trustee Kennedy, yes. Trustee Whitewater.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Barnes.
Yes.